I got off the phone with a friend just now. He's driving up north to supervise one of his projects, and we were discussing about something I find really interesting. It's how lonely it can be as a property investor or as a landlord, or even generally as a business person. How lonely it can actually get. It gets so lonely and you find yourself confused as well. This is something that a lot of people don't talk about. We talk about the hype, we talk about the go for it, do this, get that, but we don't often talk about the downside. We don't actually talk about the loneliness, the doubts, all sort of things that happen in your journey as a property investor. We don't often talk about those a lot. So you've made that decision to be a property investor. You've made the decision, this is what I want to do. I want to be a property investor. I'm going to go for it. And that's what I want to do. You've done a lot of research. You've spent endless time online doing research, going to property meetups, doing viewings, and saving up, and you've saved up and saved up and saved up. You've denied yourself a lot of things. You've denied yourself a lot of luxuries. You've denied yourself even basic things as going on holiday. You deny yourself of all that. You deny yourself of just going out and having fun. You've dedicated these months or years of your life just saving and saving and saving because you finally found what you want to do, and you finally complete on that one property. Then this is what you hear afterwards: silence, like nothing. You're thinking, like, at this point I should be excited, I should be all pumped up, ready to go again. I should start seeing the returns coming in and all that, but guess what? Silence, complete silence. And you often feel like an actor on the stage, empty stage. That's how it feels like an actor with a spotlight on you, curtains drawn. You're finally on the stage, but empty. Every single creaks, you would hear it. Every single boiler breakdown, every single rent arrears, you will feel it. Every single repairs, you will feel it, because there's no other stream of income and the property is not even making you anything. So even after you've bought that first one, you're still funding it from your pocket and you feel really confused. At this point, a lot of people start thinking, did I do the right thing? Maybe I should have done a HMO. Maybe I should have gone into serviced accommodation, or maybe I should have done a big refurb and added value, converted the property to whatever. And you're thinking, maybe I've done the wrong thing. But guess what? You haven't. You have just hit the spot of loneliness, the spot of confusion. At this point, some people become like course junkies. Like, they go to every single property course, every single property meetup, every single property event. They become like junkies. They want to consume, they want to do anything that anyone says. They want to be on it. This is where I think some people get caught up in the chasing the shiny penny syndrome, because now you're thinking, okay, maybe service accommodation is that's it, that's where the money is, that's what I should be doing. Oh no, I should be doing all these big refurbs, commercial conversions, that's what I should be doing. Why? Because you heard someone talk about it. At that point, you find yourself really confused. You find yourself doubting if you've actually done the right thing. And if you're in that place right now, I just want to let you know, you're not alone. It is a known fact. Guess what? 66% of landlords in the UK own just one or two properties. Actually, about 46% of landlords in the UK own just one property, just one. So what does that mean? It means like almost half of the private rented sector own just one property. And what does that also mean? That means a lot of people actually started out and stopped at one. And I can understand why. Because The rent is not flying in like you would expect it. You don't actually notice any significant change in your financial life. Nothing. You're just there. You've just saved up. Every month the rent come in, mortgage go out, other bills get paid, and you're left with a few £100 in your account, and you're thinking, is this what it's all about? And that's where a lot of people give up. But that is the point where you should actually keep networking. And this is the reason why a lot of people, when they come to me and they say, oh, I'm going to property, I found what I want to do, this is my passion, yes, this is it, I want to be a landlord, I want to be a property investor. The first thing I ask is, what are your goals? What are your goals? What are your goals? That is really, really important. Before you do anything as a business person, as a property investor or whatever, you need to have a plan. You need to have a goal. Because when you get to these points, in career building or property investing or in business, when you get to the low points where it's quiet, where it's lonely, what keeps you going is your goal setting, your plans. That is what keeps you going. That's what sets you apart from everyone else. Goals. So before you buy the next property, before you buy your first property, please set out your goals. Set your goals out. Make sure you have a plan. What would you like to achieve in the next 12 months, in the next 18 months, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years? What would you like to achieve? And that's what I did. And that's why I didn't get stuck at one, because I had a clear plan, clear goal of what I want to achieve in the first 3 years. Clear as daylight. You need to be very, very clear what you would like to achieve in your first 18 months, in your first 3 years, in your first 5 years. That is what is going to set you apart, and that is going to be your driving force when it's lonely, because you know exactly in pounds and pence how much you would like to achieve monthly, how much you would like to achieve yearly. You would know in pounds and pence, and you would work out how to get there. When you hit 3, you stop worrying about repairs, you stop worrying about voids, and because guess what? You now have a portfolio that can weather the storm without you having to put money from your pocket. You now have a portfolio that can actually take you through those highs and lows, because when one property is not performing as well, the other one is performing very well, and the other one is probably just, throttling on and doing what it's supposed to do. So 3 is just that spot. Why do I not feel different? Is because it is actually a thing. It is a thing. It is quite lonely when you got that one property. So the best advice is, make sure you've got your goals set out, make sure you're networking, and make sure you're pursuing exactly what you've set out to do. Because guess what? There are a lot of people out there, trying different things, confused, doing all sorts, going from one course to another course, from one event to another event, and they're just not achieving what they want to achieve. But if you have your goals set out and you're networking with the right people, you would know that you're actually on course to achieving what you've set out to do. Keep going, keep pursuing your dreams, and go for it. There are a lot of homes out there, unloved homes out there, that need a bit of love. There are spaces out there, unused spaces, that needs to be turned into lovely homes for people to live in. People need homes to live in, and it is our job as investors, as landlords, to find those unloved spaces, those abandoned houses, and make them comfortable spaces for people to live in, comfortable spaces for families to live in.